If you're somebody who struggles to hit your fairway wood off the ground, then in today's lesson you're going to learn one very simple tip that's going to help you start nailing that 3-wood. Okay, so the first concept we must understand is, how do we hit the 3-wood? Okay, do we sweep up on the ball? Do we hit down on the ball? Because it's one of these clubs that's not a driver, it's not an iron, it's somewhere in between. And the answer is, we hit down on the ball, okay? And lots of our problems, lots of the issues I see on a day-to-day basis here in the studio and on the course come from the concept and not quite understanding what they're trying to do with it. So I see far too many golfers trying to sweep the 3-wood, okay? And what we see all the time is we see people topping the 3-wood along the ground, maybe even catching it heavy from time to time, but it's really that low point control is not there. So the club's bottoming out too early, the club's on its way back up, we're topping it along the ground and really not getting the benefit of what this should give you. So how do we hit down on the ball? Well, the first thing is getting the correct setup, okay, and in terms of the ball position. But as I said, people try and sweep up on the ball, and typically that ball gets too far forward in the stance. So people tend to address a 3-wood as if it's a driver. So the ball gets opposite that left heel, they're trying to sweep up on it, catch the top of it, and we know the rest. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to bring that ball position back about a club head inside your lead heel. So it's not the middle like it would be with an iron, it's roughly a club head inside that heel. So you can see here, as you put that club down, we're going to be in this position. So that's, as a starting point, that's going to give you a chance to hit down on it. So with that ball being that touch further back of where you'd normally have it, as you're coming into the ball, you're striking down on the 3-wood. And in some cases, you might even take a small divot. So don't be alarmed by that, because that's a good indication that you're hitting down and through the ball. Okay, and point number 2 is all around your weight distribution and how your body is addressing the ball. So because of this perception, this concept of trying to hit it up on it, I see a lot of body shapes where the trail shoulder is too low down, where that lead side's too high, and we're setting up to it like that driver. So what's going to happen? Well, we're going to hit up on it. So I want you to try and level out the shoulders. Now we know with our right hand below our left for a right-handed golfer, we know the shoulder's going to be a little bit lower, but it doesn't want to be too much in this way. So there's a couple of little drills you can do here to try and level out the shoulders, level out the weight. We want it 50-50. The first drill I like to do is switch your hands. So left below right. So you can see now my shoulders are level, and then I'm going to switch it around. So that just gives me that feeling of being a bit more centered, not tilted back quite so much. So that's one drill that I would do as a starting point. Another one, very simply, take your club, stand up nice and straight. If you can use a mirror, great. If not, just try and get your eye line nice and level, and then from there you can just tilt straight down, and that's going to feel like the shoulders are a little bit more level than what they normally would be. And then it's a case of just having that overall awareness of where your feet is, where that weight is. Is it 50-50? Are we tilted back? If anything, there's no harm initially in just trying to almost feel the opposite, feeling that upper body a little bit more on this side, and that's going to really give you the feeling, the foundation of hitting down and through. So 2 really, really simple setup changes that can make a massive difference to your ball striking with the fairway woods. Thanks as always for watching, guys. If this is your first time watching the channel, please consider subscribing. I post videos like this every week to help you improve your game.